How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the Lotad Lounge, and welcome back to another Wednesday deck video for Pokemon Trading Card Game Live. Today I'll be reviewing some more games that I've recorded throughout the week here, and it's a deck that I am back on from a very long time ago, and I'm playing it in a different way, so let's go ahead and get into the deck. So, in my ongoing journey to become a Ghost-type trainer at this point, I am on Aegislash, Mysterious Shield Aegislash to be exact, with a one-of Aegislash EX. If you're unfamiliar, the Aegislash Mysterious Shield, it's just Mimikyu on a bigger body that does more damage. It is a stage 2, so we do have to try a little bit harder to get there. However, whenever we do get there, it's a lot harder to knock out. Mew can't knock it out, and we can pair it with a couple other cards for some consistency. In typical fashion for me, I'm going to be playing a stage 2 deck that has Pidgeot EX in it, not a big surprise. This does, once again, just increase consistency, allows us to get to almost any card that we need. And alongside Rotom V and Force Seal Stone, we're practically playing Charizard, except it's kind of cringe, and you're not allowed to damage this if you're an EX Pokemon. Aside from Gardevoir, which is probably the best deck in the game right now, this really gets a hold of a lot of the meta. If we do find ourselves in the Gardevoir match, and they eventually get to a place where they're powered up, we can either try and strand some Pokemon while we get set up, or we can start returning KOs with Honedge, just do a reckless charge and end up taking out all of those single prizers and trade that way, or eventually knock out their Gardevoir EX with Aegislash. We are playing a one-of Rellor Rabsca. I've seen a lot of people mostly playing just Manaphy, for most part just trying to shut down things like Greninja or Radiant Greninja early in the game and just not really worrying about the Dragapult. But for us, that is going to be their win condition, is trying to get Aegislash to the bench and putting damage counters on it. So we do play the one-of 1/1 line of Rabsca. Nothing particularly spicy in the trainer lineup. We're playing a one-of Jamming Tower just to shut down people late in the game if their tools matter a lot more than ours do, things like heavy batons. Our A-spec of choice is going to be a Max Belt. Max Belt allows us to do a lot more damage and two-shot almost all the Pokemon that are big in the meta using Aegislash. We can also one-shot a Squawkabilly, which is pretty big. And we're playing a one-of Luxurious Cape for a few each single prize decks that we might have trouble trading with. For the energy count, just a one-of Mist Energy in case we go into Roaring Moon EX. If you have any ideas on how to run the deck different, be sure to let us know down in the comments below, or if you see any different ways to play it, let us know and we might come back and visit this. I foresee myself being on this deck for quite a while, this format. I'm just really enjoying Ghost-type decks. This and Banette have been all I've played this format. So anyway, let's get right into the games. So this first game I'm showing you is against Chien-Pao. I, for some reason, found all kinds of Chien-Paos on ladder when trying to record this video. I could not get away from them. It's a pretty easy matchup for us. Baxcalibur and Chien-Pao both have a steel weakness. Really, their only win condition is to power up the Baxcalibur, which I don't believe even it does. It two-shots Aegislash, but does not one-shot it. Or they have to get a Radiant Greninja down early and make that happen. But I really don't see anything indicating that that's what they're going to do this game. We do have the Rellor down. Let's see here. Like I said, well, I don't know. So that means that they do have it in hand. I don't remember if they pull it off or not. Well, they already attached for turn. A pretty big misplay there by them. Yeah, yikes, that's a huge misplay. Really, they had every chance to shut the game down, knock out two Honedges there and be done with it. I think I still could have made something happen here with the Pidgeot search, Rellor, maybe promote get down two Honedges. I think I could have been able to make something happen, put them on the bench to make sure that they're safe. Unless they run Canceling Cologne and find their way into it. But now that we're set up here, you can see that he is not too happy about that either. So we get the Rabsca down for the Radiant Greninja, and now we, like I said, they were not too happy about it. Understandably, this is a terrible matchup for them. And I'm not sure what all they have planned. They really need to find a way to get rid of all this energy to get it back down onto the Excalibur. Manaphy is an interesting bench there. We really have nothing that we want to do with it. And this is what they need to do. Search a couple energy, maybe draw into a superior energy retrieval from their deck. Yeah. That's going to have to be his plan, is two-shotting this Aegislash that's inactive. And I think I just decided to see more cards here as opposed to Arvin. I cannot remember, though. Boss. Ah, I see. Just going to go ahead and get ahead of the prize race if they do decide to try and two-shot this thing. And from this point, really, it's checkmate. Anything they promote gets one shot by Aegislash, aside from the Palkia, but it can't hurt it anyway. Just like this guy. He is not going to be able to do any damage unless they find a boss. I do think that is how you want to play into the way that I play this deck, is try and chase down my support Pokemon, be it Rabsca, Pidgeot, or Rotom. I do play a Turos scenario alongside Palpad, and that's whenever I played the deck at locals, that's how I played it, was just get set up to a point where I no longer need to search or draw cards and pick up my liabilities off the bench. I've also since taken the Sand Shrew out. I honestly misread the card. I thought it prevented cards from going back into your deck, but no, it's only trainer cards. So I do not think that the Sand Shrew that you will see in my deck in a few of these videos, I do not think that it's worth playing. But you guys will have the updated list in the description. Also, if you want to make space for another card, I think the Rabsca becoming Manaphy and freeing up a space wouldn't be a bad idea either. So yeah, they want to promote this guy. Go ahead and get some damage down. But we went ahead and made him big. This really scared me. Whenever that damage counter went down on Rabsca, I thought the game was just bugged. But yeah, they go ahead and concede, and that's absolutely reasonable of them. The second game here, I don't remember what I played against, but we have a really decent start. The Bidoof makes me think that this might be another Chien-Pao game. Like I said, I had all kinds of trouble. Yeah, I had all kinds of trouble not finding Chien-Pao on ladder while I was playing. I don't know how many people are out there still playing this deck, especially with Palkia V in it, but more power to them. Yeah, we have a pretty crazy hand. See me doing some prize checking here. Yeah, no Rotom. No Rotom V in deck, so I'm going to switch it up. I don't remember what I end up putting down here, if anything. Yeah, may as well go ahead and get a Pidgey. Yes, and the Rabsca's a very good choice as well. Not finding our way into a means of getting the Rotom is not very fun. We always like to see more cards, especially our hand. It's not dead, but it's not crazy for next turn. We have to find an Ultra Ball or a Pidgeot to really find our way into a bunch of cards. But they're moving plenty slow as well. They don't have a Frigibax down. That is not good for them. Or a way to draw cards. And they're not going to use the V-Star power right now. So the obvious choice here is to go ahead and get the Aegislash down. But it looks like I deliberated quite a bit. There we are. Just realizing now, I did not really explain what the Aegislash EX does. Aegislash EX is really only in our deck as a couple things. It's in there as a big body, 330 HP on a steel type, is pretty large. But also, for 1 energy, it does 70 damage for each prize card that you have taken. In other words, as the game goes on and you're doing better, it does more damage. It hits a lot harder as the game goes on, which is, in my opinion, a lot more fun than depending on your opponent playing well. Which I honestly don't even know if you see me wrap up a game with it in these games or not. I did it at locals last week. Ended up wrapping up a game with a big attack from Aegislash EX, and that's mostly what it's there for, just to clean up games. It looks like they already drew cards with Radiant Greninja, so maybe they're looking to do it next turn. Yeah, this is bad. If it were me, yes, I think that's the right answer. Because what do you care if I get the Rabsca down now? But now they have a really big problem in Aegislash being on the field. I don't know about benching that guy down there. They actually don't have a way to accelerate more than 1 energy to this guy. So I do think that was the right play, actually. We do know that the Radiant Greninja will be down next turn. I'm gonna go ahead and do this for some card draw, if I had to guess. Go ahead and get the Frigibax down here. Yeah, a little late to the party, especially considering we have a boss's orders in hand. It's gonna feel, I don't remember if they do, but I feel like they're gonna grab Rare Candy. Just access to the combo, getting Baxcalibur and a Rare Candy down. Yep, so they have the Rare Candy in hand. Yeah, I've not seen that art before. That was my first time seeing it. Pretty smart. Getting the barrel down. So they do have plays. I think, yeah, I was about to say, I think the right play is that you save the Radiant Greninja. That really does put me, not really in a tight spot here. Even if they power, this seals the Radiant Greninja's fate. I'm not going to knock out a Frigibax. If they have 2 of them down. So I'll definitely be chasing down that Radiant Greninja next turn. At least that is the right play to do. Also taking my sweet time here. I was going to mention that their clock is pretty far down, but I can't say much. It looks like I am deliberating pretty heavily on my plays here. I think this is the right one, though. Yep, there's that Sandshrew again. I think this is where I realized that it only prevents trainer cards from going back in your deck, not all cards. We have no trouble with them promoting this here. We are perfectly fine with this. They will have to 2-shot our Aegislash, and we can 1-shot their Baxcalibur. I think they might just be realizing that. All right. Down comes Irida. Not sure what they're looking to dig out here. Earthen Vessel. Pretty smart. Oh, and getting that set up for the follow-up. Without our draw engine, well, really it's too late in the game to put the Rotom down as our draw engine. Without our search engine, we are in a place where we have to play pretty slow. Really just take knockouts and hope. Rabsca showing up late. Not exactly sure why I put the Sandshrew down, but we have a full bench. Radiant Greninja is in the discard, so we are clearing out our deck as well. And at this point, if we see Aegislash go down, we do have Aegislash EX for follow-up, and I think that they'll have trouble knocking it out even if they are able to do damage to it. Yeah, they're in a tough spot. And I think it was this very game where I realized that Sandshrew... Yep, it was this very game where I realized that it only prevents trainer cards from going back into the deck. So Sandshrew came out of the deck. Tough decision with trekking shoes. I don't know what they would have been looking for there. Probably more energy or access to Excalibur. Okay. Yeah, pretty easy decision there. See more cards. Hey, get the Pidgeot down. There we go. And probably search out the Honedge, or yeah, the Doublade rather. And that seals up the game. Oh, they got Radiant Greninja back down though. But we have Rabsca, so not too late to the party. Always good to get the Rabsca powered up. And I believe that they're on their way to either a timeout or a concession. I honestly do not remember. Yeah, once again, even if they manage to, at this point, with me having one prize down and a search engine, I don't think that they really have a shot at winning here. Hey, this does put the Aegislash EX in a perfect position to take a knockout. Do absolutely massive damage too. Which is on theme for Aegislash. Aegislash, the Mysterious Shield being the shield form, and Aegislash EX being the sword, and we get a concession out of them. Alright, and for our third and final game, we have an interesting one. We have Gholdengo, and I've not seen Gholdengo played this way before. I do think it's really, really fun though. And it definitely makes things interesting. Had to do a lot of playing around our opponent here. So, very interesting open from them. Yeah, I think you see me being pretty stunned here. So immediately looking at it, Mimikyu and the Monkey Dory are attackers that can present issues for us. Because Mimikyu is able to put damage counters on. It does get one shot by the Aegislash, and so does the Monkey Dory, but they will be options for them to attack us. And the Monkey Dory, I've been hit plenty of times by the Monkey Dory and had the very aggravating experience of being confused. It is not fun. Yeah, and the Jacques too. Once again, just very, very interesting. If I did not need to get into our combo here, I would have most definitely loved to have played that Iono. Yeah, come on, now's the time. Yep, there you go. Search out the whichever, whether it be rare candy or the Pokemon. Pidgeot, search out the Pokemon. Yeah, there we go. Go ahead and get that safe. And we can't attack, so we will go into instant charge for the turn. Yes, so we see another single prize attacker come down in Basculegion. Basculegion doing more damage for every energy card that is in the discard pile and shuffling it back in. Very, very interesting. So this presents the Gholdengo player with the scenario where they're not going to be doing damage to Aegislash, but just to get the Basculegion set up, they really need to be attacking and discarding energy. Getting a couple more down here. And we don't want to give them any more cards, really. But yeah, there's me realizing that I'm definitely in for a more interesting game than I anticipated when I saw Gholdengo. I think I just need to search the energy here. Whoa, okay. The Mist Energy is actually a really good play there to prevent the Monkey Dory from confusing us if they were to attack. And I instant charge to end the turn instead of attacking. Okay. May have been recording late. A small misplay. Yes, here we are. They're going to be trying to confuse us, but Aegislash has the Mist Energy on. At least I have all kinds of plays between my rare candies and Ultra Balls to get my other attackers set up here. That is so much energy. I forgot how crazy this game was. Yep. No need to fret about the Monkey Dory on the bench. Yeah. I think the Basculegion is more of the issue. So we need to go ahead and power up our other attackers. Or at least get them down. I think I immediately realized my misplay there. Misplay being the Monkey Dory really isn't the issue. And in the state that we're in, we are super duper susceptible to a devolution. That's why I play Jamming Tower. Jamming Tower is right on the brink there. Jamming Tower is most definitely a set play card. If we see that they're playing devolution, they hit us with it in game 1 and 2 out of 3, then we will hold that in our pocket to play down after we get evolved up with our rare candies and force them to have an out before playing their devolution. I still could have Ultra Balled into another. Maybe I couldn't have. Maybe it was prized. So yeah, the Mimikyu. Oh, well, they still have one card to draw, and if it's an energy, they get to take this knockout here. I honestly do not remember. No dice. Unfortunate for them. And with no energy any longer in the discard pile, they are in trouble. I honestly did not need to do this because we have double damage for our weakness, but I ended up vacuuming that away. I guess maybe I'm playing around the Roseanne's backup, but really I should have held my vacuum for... Oh, well, we play 2 vacuum in here anyway, so we're good. I didn't need to hold the vacuum. Even still, it's a better idea to hold the vacuum for whenever you need it. So definitely a slight misplay. Did that a couple times this game, it seems. As much as I'd love to see more cards with Iono, I'm more fine with keeping them on one card. Or two, if they... be three if they promote the Gholdengo, which I think is the right play. Trying to get something to knock out this Aegislash here. I'm discarding nothing. 50 times 0 is 0. And we are just drawing into everything we need to get powered up. Pal patting back in both bosses to keep chasing down their Mimikyus is absolutely savage. It's not very fun. Thing is, unless they get these guys up here ready to evolve, they will just get chased down as well. No need to even worry about hitting the Gholdengo here. What do they go for? Palpad. So we are going to need to knock out one of the Gholdengos. If I had an Ultra Ball or a Rare Candy in hand, which, no, I think I used all the Rare Candies. Yeah, it looks like it. I don't think that that was the right play. Maybe I should have searched out my Max Belt and hit the Gholdengo and then hit it again, but that's okay. If they decide to bench anything else, yeah, right there they've lost the game. Which, to be fair, it's a tough matchup for a deck like this anyway. The Mimikyu that for them is more than likely just a tool to stall, as opposed to a means of actually taking knockouts. You know, they do play Psychic Energy. We did see that. Yep, just search out the boss and finish up the game that way. So that is going to do it for the games and do it for the video, folks. I really appreciate you tuning in, and if you stuck around to the end, I really appreciate you watching. I will not be in a video next week. I am going on vacation to the Bahamas with my lovely wife, Victoria. It's much needed. As much as I miss you guys, as much as I will miss you guys in a video next week, I am super excited. So you will be hearing from John next Wednesday. Once again, I just really appreciate you guys tuning in. Let me know if there's anything you'd like to see from us in the future. Be sure that you check out our Thursday unboxing, and I will not see you next week, but I will do my best to see you the following Wednesday. Jeremiah for the Low Tide Lounge. Have a good night.